Do you want to know why positive thinking always fails? It's because thinking positively all the time prevents you from seeing reality. When you can't see reality properly anymore, you waste time and make mistakes. You fall further and further behind. It's a bad way to live your life. Here's a tip. Think stoically instead. Embrace reality. If you do, you'll stop being the guy with his head in the clouds. You'll become the man who gets shit done. And I'm going to teach you how to do this in less than 6 minutes. Welcome to Stoic University, where we help men master their self-control and unlock their true potential by teaching them Stoicism. Now, I want to warn you against garbage books like Think and Grow Rich or The Secret. I've read them. I can tell you they are crap. The reason is simple. They fill your head with the idea that so long as you think positively, you will achieve your heart's desire. What they don't tell you is that all that positive thinking just masks the true problem. Many men are struggling under the daily burden of their lives. Most of you won't need to imagine this because you're already living it. Say you listen to Tony Robbins or Gary Vee. Say you fill your head with sweet thoughts. How does that help you? In truth, nothing is solved and your anxiety grows as you know deep down something is wrong. Suppressing it won't get rid of it. So if you want to get over it, you have to acknowledge that something is wrong. Well, now that you've done that, guess what? You're on the path to actually fixing things. Marcus Aurelius tells us nothing happens to anybody which he is not fitted by nature to bear. That means you can deal with anything so long as you know how. So instead of filling your head with false positivity, try negative visualization instead. Let's take the man who's struggling with his daily burden. What will happen to him if he constantly dreams that one day he'll win the lottery, or that one day his colleagues will suddenly respect him? He'll grow bitter quick, I guarantee it. What if instead he thinks about all the worst things that could possibly happen to him? It might be depressing, but it would also prepare him mentally for the future. If you imagine the worst will come, when it eventually does, you are not surprised. Shock and surprise are half of the misery when something bad falls in your lap. And apart from anything else, it helps you chart the course ahead. If you know about the rocks in the water, you can steer your ship to avoid them. People might call you pessimistic, but I say this is thinking realistically. Far from making you dour and depressed, it actually helps you prepare yourself psychologically for the trials ahead. And there are always trials. I know this for a fact, and I know negative visualization works. Just a year ago, I was living very differently. No work, no social circle, no life. I went to sleep every night dreaming of winning the lotto and changing my life in one big party. When I woke up, I was as poor and lonely as ever. But then I found Stoicism and started practicing negative visualization. I imagined what would happen to me if I continued living the way I was living. It was horrifying to think about. And instead of just mindlessly hoping potential employers would look at me kindly, I also predicted they would be less than impressed with the big gap between my last job and at that point. I massaged my resume and cover letter and prepared for their question. A year later, and I have a strong career, a strong social circle, and a future I'm slowly building. That is the power of thinking like a Stoic. Now it's your turn to try. It's really quite simple to start. Simply sit back for a few minutes and imagine all of the worst possible futures for you. What will happen if you stay in that soul-draining job? What will happen if you never write that book stuck in your head? What will happen if you never make new friends? If you feel something, then good, use that. And with any goal you have in life, I want you to think negatively again. What will stop me from getting the job of my dreams? What will get in the way of me saving for that house? How will others act if I declare my true intentions? Write down everything you come up with. Make plans to ensure those things either don't happen or are mitigated. And most of all, just stay consistent. Positive thinking keeps you sitting on your ass, dreaming of better times. Stoic thinking gets you fired up and ready to act. Think stoically more often and you act more often. People have a tendency to slip into a dream world inside their own heads when times get tough. They tell themselves that things will get better, that God or some other being will save them. But if you want to be the kind of person that can save himself, then you need to think negatively every single day, as Marcus Aurelius and the other Stoics did. Ask yourself daily, what evils will befall you today? Ask who will get in your way. Ask what is likely to stop you. Ask what is unlikely to. Ask what is unlikely as well, because those things can still happen. Before you ever set foot outside your house, you should have made a mental review of the day ahead. You should have used that review to create a refined More realistic plan. Positive thinking be damned. You're going to go out into the world every day prepared. Now, negative visualization will help you overcome the obstacles that get in your way, but what do you do when the obstacle is your own mind? What do you do when you start to doubt yourself? Watch this video next. It will teach you how Stoics have crushed doubt for thousands of years and how you can too.